Yesterday we talked about the kosher animals and the not kosher animals.
Okay.
That's a very basic principle in Chassidut, that everything that's in the Torah is also in us. Every Jew has inside of him an Abraham, a Yitzchak, a Yaakov, a Paro, a Bilam, the serpent, Adam. Everything that's in the Torah is inside of us. So it's also the same thing here. When we're talking about the kosher animals and not kosher animals, it must be something inside of us. And not just inside of us, but it's inside of us how we are supposed to serve the creator of the universe. Whether it is in turning from bad or doing good, like we just finished learning in the Maimah. The month of Nisan is turning from bad, the month of Iyar is doing good. So animals, we say, what makes a kosher animal? A kosher animal is that he chews cud and he has split hooves. So what's this got to do with me and you? We're going to see. Now, the seals of the Rebbe are in Yiddish. So we'll learn for like 15 minutes or whatever.
Thank you.
Bigeret, like we already have said many times, as the Torah is Yeder Inyan Hahora. Everything in the Torah is a teaching. The word Torah means teaching.
Okay.
Everything in the Torah is a teaching. It's not just a history book, and it's not just a book of religion. It's a book of what the Creator wants from His creation, and especially the Jews. And Einweising, this is a teaching to mention to all humanity, is thus was the simanim by a behema zainen al kol panim levorer Torah sabehema oicha roa. This would some people say that having split hooves and chewing the cud, this shows that the animal is kosher, or others say it makes the animal kosher. And there's differences in law. In any case, this is a teaching to us to adapt these qualities of chewing your cud and separating the hooves. Every person should have. This also shows how a person's conduct, if he is doing it in a proper way, or God forbid, the wrong. Okay, what does it mean? I'm supposed to split my hooves. What does this mean? I'm supposed to chew my cud. How am I gonna chew my cud? I don't have any hooves, and I can't chew my cud. The animals, the cows, and they have several stomachs. They chew their cud. I don't have several stomachs. What am I supposed to do? We'll see. Nachaprad, and even more. Not only that, why does let's say I could figure out how to chew my cud, that makes me a better person. I'm a better person. I chew my cud. That's ridiculous. What does this got to do? We'll see. This is a sign that the animal is kosher. What is it talking about? The animal which is in each and every person. The behema shebaliva shaladam, which is called the nefesh abahamit. Okay, Chassidut, especially in Tanya, he explains at great length that every Jew has two souls. Two souls. What two souls? Every Jew has a natural soul, like every human being has a natural soul. And this natural soul is a spiritual soul also, right? And this natural soul is you have a conscience, and you have good impulses and good ideas, the natural soul. But the natural soul, the essence of the natural soul is egotism. People do things for themselves, which is okay. That's what people do. That's what nature is. That's what an animal does. He does things for himself. Whatever is best for me, that's what he does. And that's the natural human animal soul. A Jew has an additional soul. A Jew has a soul which is called a godly soul. This godly soul is willing to sacrifice everything I have, go completely above and beyond any sort of logical considerations, and give my life, my will, my being, my whatever it is, for the Creator. Have absolutely no consideration if I'm going to go to heaven, if I'm going to go to hell. Doesn't enter into the formula at all. No thought about what's going to be with me only thinking about one thing. What does God want? That's called the godly soul.
Amen.
What God wants, one of the things God wants is to love him. Love him, serve him. Whatever God wants, that's what I'll do. And I'll do it. The people who really embody this totally, those are people that are called tzaddikim. A tzaddik. This is a very difficult thing. It can be understood. It's easy to say, it's easy to talk about, it's easier to get excited about, right? And make a big speech about it, stand on the stage and cry about the importance of self-sacrifice. But to actually do it, it's a totally different story. Totally different story. Like there's a joke that's told that a teacher once taught his pupils. There's a Mishnah in Brachot, a Mishnah that says you're supposed to accept the bad like you accept the good. Call meodecha, bad as like you accept the good. So the pupils came up to the teacher afterwards and said, "We don't understand. What if a person loses $10? Is he supposed to accept that? Like if he made $10, he says, yes, of course. That's what we're religious Jews. This is what it says. You have to believe in God." It says, and what if a person loses $100? What difference does it make $10, $100? I mean, by God, it's the same thing. Excuse me, teacher, but what if a person loses $1,000? Says it makes absolutely no difference. I see you children are very, very simple. 1,000, 10, 100 is the same thing. And what if it was 10,000? Says, listen, please sit down. I see you don't understand the whole topic. It makes no difference whether it's $1 or it's $1 million. Everything is equal by God. Why are you asking these questions? It's because we just saw that your car, the brand new car you just bought, it's burning up outside. In front of this, somebody like, my car! He starts to go crazy. And what does it mean? To think theoretically, of course. But as soon as it comes to me, that's my animal soul. That's me. When I'm talking about somebody else's, is okay. But my animal soul, that's me. Oh, where's the real me? What lights me up? So it says most people, 99% of 99.999%, it's only the animal soul. And everybody else, it's the godly soul that works. It's only 1% godly soul. And the rest is 99%, right? My car, that's the way it goes, because you can't know until all of a sudden you're put into that test, until something happens, right? So it says, you want to know if your animal soul is purified? No, now you have to have a split hoof and chew your cud. What does it mean? We'll see. The avchana, the making clear, is not relevant to, we're not talking about how to purify your godly soul. The godly soul, how you do Torah, commandments, see, Ve'in, Zainen, and Gansen, the Shema. We're not talking about how you do your Torah, you do your commandments. If you're doing those for a selfish reason, the wrong reason, the right reason, we're talking about now the animal soul.
Okay.
This is not how you know who a person is, right? I'm a big rabbi, I know the commandments, I have a beard, I have this, that's really wonderful. But how do you act when your car is burning? Oh, that's a whole different story. How do you act when somebody insults you, right? I'm a big rabbi. Rabbi, I think you're an idiot. What? Right? The guy goes crazy. And if he doesn't go crazy, he goes home, right? And he holds in his heart, that guy said, I'm going to get him back. That's natural, right? That's a natural thing, a natural feeling. Oh, this requires work. Barum, afilu b'shasmi is because if a person has an ulterior motive, darf men oich learn in Torah. Because even if you have a terrible personality, so you have to learn Torah and you have to do the commandments. I heard from my teachers that if a person learns learns the Torah, he does the commandments, it automatically fixes a person's personality up. Automatically. 20%. 20%. That's it. You learn Chassidut, it'll fix you up another 10%, 5%. But the rest, other 70, you're totally on your own. You have to work on yourself and you have to fix yourself up, right? It's not an automatic thing. If you learn Torah, it helps. It helps a little, but it helps a very little bit. It helps a little bit, right? A person can learn Torah, can do the commandments, and he can be, an animal. The olam, a person has to do mitzvahs even if he does it for the improper reason, because eventually maybe he'll come for the proper reason. So we're not talking about if a person is a good person or is not, how religious he is, has nothing to do with who the person is. The Havchana, how do you tell, is physical. How does a person deal with physical things in the world, with other people? The Chazayim forbidden with the Nefesh Bahamis, animal soul things. There we have to decide where the animal is. If you are a pure animal, forget about you. If I am a pure animal, or if I am an impure animal, am I a cow or am I a horse? Right? A pig. We'll see. Behemoths, both animals. And listen, if you see a horse, you can see a horse. A pig, you know what a pig is. But you see a cow, you know what a cow is. What if you come to an animal, you don't know what it is? You don't know what the animal is, right? Looks a little bit like a cow, looks a little bit like a horse. You know, what is it? Is it kosher or is it not? You're on a desert island. You don't know. You have a slaughtering knife. You know how to shecht properly. You don't know what the animal is, right? How do you know? So it says, if the animal chews its cud and it has split hooves, then it's a kosher animal. The same thing with the animal inside of me, right? I can't look at it and tell, oh, this is a kosher animal. I don't know. I don't know. Everybody's animal soul is different, right? It looks a little bit like a cow, but it looks a little bit like a lion, a little bit like a horse, a little bit like a monkey, a little bit like a pig, right? They say, I'll tell you another joke. They say, I don't know if it's a joke. It says it's a midrash. Actually, it's a midrash. It's a midrash. It says that when Noah, he invented wine. Noah, it says when he came from the ark, so he planted, it says Geffen, he planted a Geffen and he drank wine and he got drunk. You know that. Remember that from the Bible?
Yeah.
So it says that Noah, he planted the wine in order for it to be successful. So he made 4 sacrifices. 4 sacrifices to God. He took animals and sacrificed them to God so that it would be for success, that the animals would bring a blessing and it would be success. It says, what did he sacrifice? It says the first animal he sacrificed was a sheep. The second animal that he sacrificed was a monkey. The third animal he sacrificed was a lion. And the fourth animal he sacrificed was a pig. He says, since then, when wine came out wine, the first cup a person drinks, he's like sheep. He's calm, he's quiet. Second cup a person drinks, he's like a monkey. Oh, he's jumping around, he's all happy. Third cup a person drinks, he's like a lion. He's angry, he's working, I can fight the whole world. Fourth cup a person drinks, he's like a pig. He gets drunk, throws up, right? And that's the animal. That's the animal inside of a person. One way you can tell the animal person, what happens when a person drinks? That's it. It says you can tell a person by kiso, koso, and kaso. It says also kiso, koso, kaso. Kiso means what he does with money. How he's with money.
Okay.
You ever see people like that? You go in the grocery store and the guy overcharges them like 1 shekel. They start to scream, they go berserk, right? Over a shekel over this. Money drives them crazy. Other people, money is no problem. Kiso is no problem. Was it kaso? How do they act when somebody makes them mad? Right? Can they get over it quickly? Do they just go berserk? They go ballistic, right? But the third one is some people are okay with money, and it's okay. Also, getting angry, they can control themselves. Koso is cup. When he drinks, I've seen people like that. They take 1, 2 drinks, all of a sudden they go, like I said, a monkey or like a lion, like a pig. So this is the animal soul of a person. Animal soul of a person. That shows who the person is. You want to learn Torah, you want to be good, wonderful. Learn Torah. It's a mitzvah. It's a great thing. It purifies you, but only 20%, 30%. Now we're talking about how to purify your animal. Beta behemoths, both animals stand in their Torah. Both types of animals, permissible and impermissible, are in the Torah. Also the impermissible, called impure animals. Don't say this means as a feel or fear and dikzich al pitora, even though a person can act according to the Torah and he knows all the commandments and everything. Can man Oich zayin a behema tmeya. You can be, impure animals are also in the Torah, right? A lion, a donkey, this, it's in the Torah. So you can say, I'm acting like an animal. It's in the Torah. Here I am. So I'm acting like a weasel, like this. It's one of the animals in the Torah, right? So the Rambam, like the Rambam says, you can be a novel Bereshus Torah. The Rambam here in this says a person can be disgusting. He can be what's a word for it? A terrible person, according to the Torah. He can find everything that he does is how he gets angry, how he's depressed. He can find a proof in the Torah that it's good. What he's doing is good. You can twist around the Torah to find everything. Das heißt, as ducht sich, it appears to him, as thus is that what he does is Bereshus Torah, but be'emes is a doch over oifen sivoy, but really he's transgressing on the commandment of kadoshim tihiyu. There's a commandment that a person has to make himself holy. Holy. Okay, that's just one commandment. But on the other hand, you have to fight for the Torah, and also I learn Torah. I'm an honorable person. People can't just walk over me. I have to fight for my honor after this. And with that, everything becomes permissible. One of the basics, says the Ramban, Rabbi Moshe ben Nachman, one of the basics of the Torah is that you're supposed to be holy in even mundane things. Everything is supposed to be holy. But this is against, I'll tell you one more story. Let me finish this. Therefore, you want to know about yourself, right? Am I fooling myself according to the Torah, and I'm really an animal, or am I a kosher animal? What type of an animal am I? An animal I'm going to be anyway. And am I going to be a kosher animal, or am I going to be a not kosher animal? My first is parsa. How do you know? If you have split hooves and you maligera. I'll tell you one more short story. It's a good story though. My wife has a good friend, and she told a story. The two of her grandchildren were fighting. One was 3, the other one was 5. The one that was 5 took the bicycle or whatever it was from the 3-year-old. Took it from him, didn't want to give it back. So the 3-year-old, well, he drove away with it. The 3-year-old yelled, "I'll get you. I'm going to get back at you. I'm going to take revenge. You're going to regret this day." So his grandmother said to him, "You can't do that. He didn't do, your brother did a bad thing, but you can't take revenge." He said, "Why can't I take revenge?" He says, "Because God doesn't want you to." He says, "God doesn't want me to." "Where is that? Where?" He says, "It says in the Torah, you're not supposed to take revenge." It says, "Lo takum, lo titor." You're not supposed to take revenge. So this little kid, 3 years old, said, "Oh yeah, you're not supposed to take revenge, huh?" He says, "No, you're not supposed to." He said, "Okay, good." So he quieted down. He went to the next room. About 3 minutes later, he came back to his grandmother and he said, "The Torah is really hard, right? Really hard.
Really hard.
Really difficult." In other words, he went into this other room and he had to fight this battle inside of himself. "I'm going to kill him. I'm going to get him." No, the Torah says I shouldn't. "But he took my stung. Can't get away with it." One second, the Torah says you're not supposed to do that. "But he's going to do it again." He has to battle inside it, and ends up there's all of him, which is 99%. There's this one little voice that says the Torah says it's forbidden. Its grandma says that one little voice is going to win, right? So that's the animal. That's the animal.
Wow, Rabbi. Wow.
So we have to have a split hoof and maligera. In general, an animal, there's a big, okay, listen, I think we'll have to stop now. Let's see.
Okay.
Go a little bit.
Rabbi, thank you so much. This is wonderful what you're busy teaching us.
My pleasure. Listen, tomorrow, come back 8:15. This is what we're going to learn. We won't learn that mimer. We'll continue that mimer next week. And now we're going to continue this tomorrow because it's very, very beautiful and important. So 8:15, hope to see you tomorrow morning. God bless you. And today we also have a class at 3 o'clock. If you want to come, we learn Chumash for 45 minutes. God bless you. Have a good, 1 second. There's also a Yom.
Rabbi, thank you so much for this. This is very good.
My pleasure, my pleasure. Okay, one more thing. I'll take 5 minutes more of your time. Here we go.
Yes.
This Shabbat is going to be Shabbat Mavorchim. The last Shabbat of every month is called the Shabbat of blessing. We bless the next month. Right. Our custom is we wake up early in the morning and we say the entire book of Psalms, or as much as you can. And you can say it in English also.
The 150 Tehillim.
This Shabbat, this coming Shabbat, yes.
Okay. What time roughly, Rabbi?
1 second. We'll talk about it in a minute. Just 1 minute. Let's do this. From a sikh of my father, Chassidut demands that a person should wash his flesh with water and put the priestly garments on. What does this mean? The intellectual ideas that we just learned in Chassidut have to cleanse your flesh and wipe away your bad habits. Habits are added to the word et, means that the things which are extra, that you don't need. In other words, habits which have been acquired by your body. Only when you get rid of bad habits and natural, unnecessary things, then can you put on sacred garments. What does that mean? Thinking about the ideas of Chassidut, like we just finished talking in the morning, Yesod, Malchut, Eskafias, Hapcha, controlling yourself, transforming yourself, talking about these ideas and making them real. These are the sacred garments. These are the garments which were given from the highest of highs to the Rebbes of Chabad, that each one was the Moshiach of his generation. But if the person that was given to us, but like I said, it fixes you up 5%, 10%. You yourself have to wash the flesh with water. The garments of the soul are given to a person from God, but washing away bad habits and bad character traits that come from your nature and making yourself holy, this you have to do with your own efforts. It does not come automatically. And even if you learn all the ideas and they're all in your head, as you have to bring them into your heart, into your day-to-day life. This is what Chassidut demands, because this is what the Alter Rebbe devoted himself, the first Rebbe of Chabad who wrote the Tanya and LIkuti Torah we're learning. He opened this channel of total self-devotion by serving God through prayer, which is and linking yourself to the essence of Ein Sof, infinite God. You could say infinite God is very far away, but he's not far away. He's infinitely close to us. He's creating us. God himself is creating me. He's creating you. He's creating every person in the world. Every person has the potential for connecting himself to the Creator who's creating him. Deepest thing in the world and the most available thing in the world. God is creating us. So everybody has the ability to connect, but it requires having the right ideas. Chassidut puts a chassid face to face with the essence of God. Hope to see you again, 3 o'clock, and also tomorrow morning, 8:15, we'll continue this beautiful sikha of the Rebbe, how to split your hooves and chew your cud. Have a good day with Moshiach now.